This is the Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year and three-time loser, the Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Flint Rasmussen joining us here on the Jason Walker Show.
He's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAI Hall of Famer Mike Van Diest joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
Well, that's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weights. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show.
End of the day,
Commissioner Tom Wistersill, and will there be a Big Sky football season this year? Will there be Big Sky anything this year? That includes, volleyball and all that stuff. We'll check in with Greg. And also some breaking news today that came out. The 47th Gov Cup has been canceled. We'll check in with Brian Haynes, race director, here in just a couple of seconds. On this day in history, still to come, and a whole lot more. Don't forget to get on the schedule now for Nitro Green for all of your lawn, pest, and tree needs. You can call 443-5088, nitrogreenhelena.com, or whatever fine city you live in that also has Nitro Green. Now, the Gov Cup, a little bit different. Was very proud of it here in the state of Montana. One of the longest running marathons. But it's not going to happen. And had a chance to catch up with race director Brian Haynes and to get his thoughts on why it was canceled now as opposed to next month. It made sense to cancel it now, and you'll hear now from Brian Haynes, race director of the Gov.
And it was a very incredibly difficult decision to make. It's certainly not one we made, on the fly. Obviously this impacts our community or event, but at the same time, I think it's safe to say that there is light kind of emerging at the end of the tunnel. There's positive things that are coming, but in the coming months into the summer, social distancing will be time. 2 months will come by very quickly.
Yep.
And, looking at things, again, there's positive things happening, but it would be, at this time we thought it would be the wisest decision to go ahead and cancel, let people know, let people change their plans in a timely manner, because, it is one of those things where, we have people coming in and they have plans made, and so this will allow them to react as best they can.
Brian Haynes joining us here, Jason Walker Show, the Gov Cup race director, and there will be no Gov Cup this year. Now, do people who have registered, can you just keep their registration and be like, hey, you're already signed up for next year?
That's actually an option that runners will have, and that's also one of the reasons why we canceled when we did. Looking at things, we're able to put off some costs and not make some race expenditures right now. And so by canceling now, we're able to offer our runners
Maybe 6 straight years, or was there an interruption in there? And when was the last time it wasn't run?
Starting with Jesse's event and, all the records that we have, this is the first. And I think, this pandemic has caused a lot of unfortunate firsts, but for us, this is the first time, and this has been the 47th running of the Governor's Cup, and this is the first time that we won't have runners in Helena come June.
And of course, Governor Bullock, a big part of making decisions across for the state right now. Did he have any say in the Gov Cup cancellation, or was it just the directors and the board?
It was our staff, our chief medical officer at Blue Cross Blue Shield. We talked to Lewis and Clark County, and we did actually talk to the governor last night just to let him know, and he understood. And he backed that decision. So, but no, it was our people at Blue Cross Blue Shield, Lewis and Clark County Public Health, and just other officials and whatnot. Really shoot over this for about a month, and reached that decision today.
A couple final questions for you, but you and I were talking before we came on the air, but your wife's a fifth grader. You have, fifth or sixth grader?
I have a sixth grader and a first grader, and my wife is a fifth grade teacher.
Okay, so she can handle the sixth grader. How's teaching the first grader going for you?
That's almost right at my level, Jason.
I was gonna say.
He's teaching me some math and counting facts again, which is great for me. And we enjoy reading some books together. So no, it's to piggyback off that, it's just been amazing. First and foremost, our healthcare workers.
Yeah.
Folks in labs and whatnot, the work they've done to help us, kind of flatten the curve, so to speak, and then everything that teachers have done, businesses, the staying at home, social distancing, it's been tough, but obviously it's having an effect. That's just been amazing to watch and see, and it's, the silver lining there is I've been able to spend a lot of time with my kids. They might not find that as a silver lining, but it's been in some ways really neat to see positives come out of a really tough situation.
And I was going to say, I echo that sentiment, because I have a nearly 2-year-old. She'll be 2 on May 1st, but being able to be home with her all the time is just. You look for as many positives as you can, and that's one of them, because normally she'd be off at daycare, the wife and I would be working, and we wouldn't see her, and you're in the same situation
during a very difficult time. And then I'm very proud and fortunate to be part of a company that gives back. We give back almost $1 million each year, and I'm sure you saw last week we announced that we're giving $1 million to different organizations across the state to help combat, the COVID-19 pandemic. And I'm fortunate to be part of a company and an organization that prides itself on giving back to the community. The Governor's Cup is just another example of that. And, the best way for us to have a positive impact on health right now is to not have the Governor's Cup this year, but we're looking forward to 2021.
Real quick, was there any talk of maybe rescheduling it to later in the summer or early fall, or was that a no from the get-go?
We did look at that. We talked about postponing to the fall, but when we really started to look at that, as you know, there's only so many weekends in the fall in Montana where you can have an event and not really be worried about snow, worried about bad weather. And then that fall calendar is already so full. And so just trying to find a date that worked for us, that worked for our partners, that didn't take away from others. Hopefully, if things keep on improving and whatnot, we'll have high school sports in the fall, we'll have college sports in the fall. That fall calendar was already full, and, that it would have made it very difficult to postpone to the fall. And then not only that, then turn around and have a race again in June. So for us, it's fit to cancel, to let our runners know, and then to start focusing on 2021.
Well, we're going to be here to help push 2021, and need to get Blue Cross on board as a sponsor here. So pull some strings over there, will you?
Hey, you bet. We can chat with Mr. Jesse Zins and Mr. John Dorn.
I look forward to that. Brian, appreciate the time. Try to learn that first grade math again, because I'm going to need to teach mine if we keep going into this for a few years. I'm going to have to teach some first grade math too, so I might need your help down the road.
It's a fortunate thing that I don't have to wear shoes all the time inside, so I can use my...
Talk to you very soon.
Sounds good. Thanks, Jason. You do the same.
Brian Haynes joining us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. So the Gov Cup announced today that it was canceled. So no 47th Governor's Cup in Helena, which is tough. So now, are we going to see the trickle down? Is Missoula, which is the end of June, is that going to follow suit, and get canceled too? We're seeing, like Brian said, you've got to plan, ahead, and we're 2 months out, and the Big Sky Conference is in that same boat, as well as everybody in really America. Like for fall sports or stuff in the summer, we've got to plan ahead, and it'll be interesting to see what goes on. If you're just tuning in on Facebook, we appreciate it. Having a little little internet issues. YouTube, also live on Podbean, Network One Sports, TreasureStateRadio.com. And if you don't have that app, you need to download it, Google Play or Apple App Store. But you can see I have a brand new toy in the man cave, the Major Mortgage Man Cave. It is a bobblehead. It's still in the box. I haven't decided if I'm going to take it out yet because the box is autographed. But our guest tomorrow sent me this. Gil Brandt, who was inducted to the NFL Hall of Fame last year. The Hall of Fame member number 321. But he autographed the box. 29 seasons, 20 winning seasons, 5 Super Bowl appearances, the first to use computers for scouting and talent evaluations. Drafted 8 players from the Cowboys who are in the Hall of Fame. But Gil Brandt will join us tomorrow. Got a picture with Troy Aikman here, which is pretty cool. Let's get the... There you go. Gil, nice enough to also send along... stuff for you. I have a whole bunch of autographed Gil Brandt Hall of Fame cards that I will...
Purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender. Spring is fast approaching and summer is just around the corner, so now is the time to get those windows tinted at Auto Concepts as the sun starts to heat up. Tinting is the best way to keep the sun out of your little one's eyes driving down the road. Plus, it just looks cool. Auto Concepts is your exclusive 3M dealer for tinting as well as the best clear bras in town. Auto Concepts clear bras will not fade or yellow over time. And don't forget about suspension lifts and power steps for your rig too. Visit AutoConceptsHelena.com or check them out on Facebook. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals. That's Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of The Jason Walker Show.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $289. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
All right, so apparently nothing wants to work today. Welcome back, Jason Walker Show, here on a Thursday. It's been a tough week internet-wise, and we'll get back to normal, I hope. Let's see if this works. Does this work?
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Just not the music part of it. Okay, so anyway, we're back. Jason Walker Show, Major Mortgage Man on this day in history coming up as well. You know, it's not just a home or a car. It's the months and months that you save for that brand new television just in time to not watch any spring sports or summer sports. You watch Hulu, Netflix, whatever, or the Jason Walker Show on Facebook. But other insurance companies see it as a bundle or a combo, but Mike Miller from State Farm understands your home and car are things that they need the protection they deserve. They mean something to you. All right, so talk to State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena for your home and auto insurance today. Speaking of watching stuff, hopefully in the fall we'll be watching some football in the Big Sky Conference, the Cats, the Grizz, and much more. And to join us now is the award-winning sports writer from 406 MT Sports Billings Gazette. His name is Greg Rakoc, and he joins us now on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline here on the Jason Walker Show. All right, Greg, haven't talked to you in a while. How's things been? It feels like I haven't talked to you since there was sports, because, wait, I haven't.
Yeah, there are no sports.
When did that happen?
I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm doing all right. I guess like everybody else, I'm just trying to kind of lay low, and been working from home and, taking some time off here and there, which, is good and not so good because there's nothing to do, but just trying to get through it like everybody else. So looking forward to the day when, we can gather again at stadiums and watch sports and do all that fun stuff. The only question obviously is when that day will come. And so just waiting to see what happens there. But just knowing that it's coming back at some point is good to keep in mind, I think.
An interview with Big Sky Commissioner Tom Wistrcill a couple of days ago, and he just, like us, we don't know when normalcy will return, and I know football's 4 months away, but fall camps are late July or August. We don't know when anything's going to start. And I read your article on 406mtsports.com. Fantastic writing as always, but he feels too that he doesn't know. And you have to start making and planning ahead for something that may not happen. What was your overall sense from your interview with Tom Wistrcill?
Well, I guess my overall sense is that, how little of this is going to come down to, the commissioners of the conferences and the NCAA. The decision makers here are going to be the politicians and the governors of the various states for when they see fit to kind of start rolling out, their return to Quebec State without Portland State, without Eastern Washington, so on and so forth. And so if, for instance, the 3 California teams in the Big Sky Conference are unable to play by the time the season is scheduled to begin, that obviously is going to trickle down and wreak havoc on the rest of the league and the schedule. And so that's what Tom Wistrcill and his subordinates are trying to figure out right now. What happens if not everybody is ready to play football when the time comes? And so there are several contingencies that they're trying to work through.
I think one of those I read was, is it it's like drawing hats out of their names out of a hat, basically, to find out which team you're going to play week by week. Seems crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. That to me seems like the most viable alternative. The season isn't able to start on time, and if not every team is ready to play. And basically what it is like a floating schedule where, let's say, for instance, Cal Poly is scheduled to play at Montana in late September. I want to say it's like September 26th or something like that. But if, like, the governor in California still hasn't relaxed their stay-at-home orders, Cal Poly obviously isn't going to be able to make that trip.
Right.
And so Big Sky Conference would have to assign an opponent for Montana that week. And it would be based largely on who can play. And so that in turn would probably shorten the season. I think Wistrcill said, there's a chance they could only play 6 games. There's a chance they could only play 8 games. There's a chance that the non-conference schedule could not be played. I think it's interesting that Montana State plays its home opener against Long Island.
Yeah.
And as we all know, the epicenter of the coronavirus in the United States is New York State.
Yep.
And so are they going to be ready to travel, to play that game, which is scheduled for September 5th? It's certainly in question. And so that's kind of what they're trying to figure out in terms of the schedule and how to shape it.
Greg Rockotch joining us here, Jason Walker Show. Fantastic. In fact, you're the 9-10-time winner of the Sports Writer of the Year from NSMA.
Not that many. Let's pump the brakes on that one.
Okay, we'll call it back-to-back winner, though, right?
Yeah. Let's go with that.
Let's say
I'm trying to be modest.
Well, don't. I mean, it's brag about yourself once in a while. Hey, you know, because when I won the award, literally nobody said anything, including where I was employed. At least you got a write-up. Anyway, so let's go back to your article here. Let's just say, okay, let's say best case that the teams get to play 6 to 8 games. That still plays tremendously with budgets and money, and I think that's a big thing when we're
figures, if not more, per home game, and they need those home games. They try to schedule 6 of them a year, just to meet their budgetary needs. And so, obviously, I mean, you hit it. It's if they lose 2 or 3 home games this year, how are they going to pay for everything else when it comes to their athletic budgets? I think one potential scenario that could play out would be, you know, the athletic departments would maybe be able to dip into the university's general fund a little bit to help offset that. But, you know, they would only be able to do that for 1 year.
right.
And so I don't think it would be a total backbreaker. But you're right. I mean, no.
You know, let's say that we can't have students start classes in October, or in August or September. There's no way they're going to start football, would they, in Montana, or would they follow suit with the rest of the big boys?
Yeah, no. I think everybody's kind of in lockstep. You can't. What university president is going to say our university isn't open for classes, but we're still going to play a football game on campus? Big Sky teams, I'm not so sure. And then, of course, that will trickle down to tickets, and again, that affects budgets. So, so many questions right now, and the big thing I think is that, you know, decisions need to be implemented sooner rather than later. And I think one of the things that Tom Wistrcill alluded to is that in the next couple months is when you're going to start seeing the big decisions made, which is, you know, still 2 months away from the start of the season, but something has to be decided in order for these things to be. And so, and that makes things difficult when you still don't know how this is up come September.
Greg Rakoc, our guest here on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. And there's so many different things we've heard from national doctors and politicians and all this, but I think when you're looking at Montana State or Montana or the Big Sky or the Frontier Conference schools in the state, here's the thing: is we have you can play games with empty stadiums. Well, that still doesn't do anything for the budgets. You can play games with fans in certain sections, and instead of 25,000 at Washington Grizzly Stadium, maybe there's 6,000. Well, that's still 3/4 of your budget for game day gone. So
yeah,
and then you look at take the money aspect out, and it goes back to what I just asked with if you can't have students on campus in July.
So it just goes back to
I'm not a commissioner of a conference right now, or a president of a university, or anything like that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm no doctor or a infectious disease expert by any means, but I think what we do know is that even in Montana, we're compared to other places in the country, we're hanging in there, and which is why we might see a slow rollout of the quote reopening here in Montana faster than you would in California, and that's part of what Tom Wistrcill was talking about. But without the entire league being on the same page when they can start, and this is a big, as you know, this league is 13 teams in 8 states.
Yeah, and
so
field and cross country and everything else that's in the fall, and this could I hate to say it, but we might see a delay of fall or winter sports too. You know, when
We might.
when California, Oregon, Washington, Wyoming, neighboring states, you know, like South Dakota, that have already canceled high school sports for the spring season.
Yeah.
They're not going to let college start either. So,
No.
aside from all of this COVID stuff, you've had a chance to be at home, and you know, you and I work from home most of the time before all this COVID stuff anyway. So that's no big effect. But have you been catching up on like Netflix shows? Did you get into the Tiger King or Ozark? I haven't watched Ozark. I want to start that one. But what have you been watching?
That's yeah. I got into actually The Outsider on HBO. I don't know if you saw that. It's
No, we cut cable in January. So
okay.
thanks for bragging, sports writer.
No, I got it on Hulu. I get it on Hulu.
Okay.
But, yeah, Stephen King adaptation of a Stephen King book, about a 10-part series, is really excellent. I actually started watching it's called The Innocence Files on Netflix, which really interesting stuff about just the process of exonerating wrongfully convicted prisoners, you know, and going through some of like the flaws in, you know, so-called forensic evidence and testimony in certain cases. Of course.
I was talking to your compatriot Jordan Hansen about this the other day. What was your favorite Disney princess?
Like princess?
Yeah. Like, you know, Bella or Jasmine or Snow White or Cinderella.
You know, I'm gonna go a different route and say it's got to be Ariel, Little Mermaid.
Oh wow! Okay.
I mean, I don't. That's just the way I feel, and no one's gonna change my mind.
Well, I'm a Princess Jasmine fan, so from
there
Aladdin, yeah. It was just something about the way she sang.
Yeah.
All right, so true crime stuff. You're into all that. And then, you know, gas prices are low, but we can't go anywhere. So we're kind of screwed there. You can't even paddle fish. I don't know if you fish, but you can't even go paddle fishing now.
Yeah. Yeah. This is, you know, to say I've been using the word unprecedented way too much in some of my writing and got to come up with a new word, but that's how it is. You know, this is, never thought I'd see anything like this. And
no,
hopefully, like I said, hopefully we can pull out of it sooner rather than later. But I mean, all signs are pointing to just, it's going to take some time. And, as painful as that is for us who work in sports, you know, you just got to dig deep and try to find things to write about and been trying to do that as best I can. It's interesting, but just got to stick with it, and we'll eventually come out of it.
We will come out of this together. Is that what the slogan is? Or we'll get through this together? I don't know.
We will get through it. Yeah,
we will get through this together.
Yeah.
Now, when you say that, do you have to do the politician hand movements, or how do you just?
See, right now we're alone together.
Okay, I like that.
Then once we come out of this, we will have come out of it together.
I like that. I like that a lot.
We're all in. Hey, we're all in this together.
Togetherness is really the word of the day, and it's unprecedented togetherness. See, use that in your next story. I want you to use that phrase, unprecedented togetherness.
I'll try to fit it in there, you know, just for you. If I can bring myself to it.
I appreciate it. Hey, Greg, congratulations, by the way, seriously, though, on winning another National Sports Media Association Sports Writer of the Year for the state of Montana. It's well-deserved, and I vote for you. So my vote gets you over the top. Not that you need my vote, because everybody else votes for you, too. But, you know, I was going to ask, like Dan Patrick always asks for, like, Heisman's or stuff to put up. I was going to ask for one of your trophies to display, but then I remembered I have two of my own I can actually put up in my own studio. So
yeah, they look the same,
right?
They're they're actually kind of dangerous. They're pointy, and
I know, right?
they wouldn't let me on
a weapon.
Mine. Yeah.
They are a weapon.
Understandably, I had to check that when I flew back. You know, they wouldn't let me on the plane with it.
Oh, seriously? Last year?
Yeah. It's too sharp, and so
I wouldn't trust to make it that it would have made it through.
Yeah, no, she, you know, I think this wasn't last year. It was a few years ago.
Oh, okay.
When she, you know, they said, do you have anything sharp or anything in your hand? I said, well, I got this award, and they said, no, we gotta put that under. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, man. I did I did pack mine. It was just well protected because it comes with the box. So
that's right.
I did pack mine. It did go through luggage. The other year I won, it was sent to me because I wasn't able to make it down. So
okay.
Because that was the year I got married. So we were like honeymoon or Bahamas or North Carolina. So
yeah, Bahamas.
Won out that year.
Yeah.
And now I'll probably never win again. So I don't know when I'll get back to go to North Carolina.
Yeah.
So it's, nobody's my friend on sports media except for you now. So.
Well, I don't know. I don't think that's true.
Yeah. I always love reading your stuff. You can follow him on the Twitter. You can read him at 406mtsports.com. He's writing a lot about a lot of stuff right now. It's not just sports in Montana State anyway. But good writing. Yeah. Keep it up, and we'll talk to you soon, my friend.
Thank you. Just hoping for the next live sporting event. Like I say, hopefully it's coming soon. So thanks, Jason.
Greg Rockot's joining us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. So there you go, the Big Sky Conference. Commissioner Tom Wistrcill. No idea yet when we're going to start sports back up. I know the president's talking right now, or the people are talking about at this moment about some 3-step process to open up the economy again. But you can't, if you're relying on sports to open up the economy, then there's going to be, you got to have people in the stands, and if you can't have people in the stands, then we'll see when we get to go back. But I don't want people in Montana freaking out, going, "Oh, this is going to be great," because we'll get high school sports. You're still not. I mean, you're still not going to get high school sports this year, which is terrible. All right, author Don Wilson was set to join us, but rescheduling conflict, so we'll get him rescheduled down the road, maybe next week. Don't forget tomorrow, Gil Brandt will join us here on the Jason Walker Show. Looking forward to chatting with him. He's a great family friend. And he gave us some autographed cards to give away. So I've got a whole bunch. I have 2 that are earmarked for people that I know. But other than that, I'm going to give a bunch of cards away with Gil Brandt's autograph. I mean, this dude, he drafted Troy Aikman. Okay, it doesn't matter if you're a Cowboys fan or not. What he did to revolutionize the draft and the game of football in the NFL, unbelievable. He was the first to use computers. Manhattan Christian coach stepped down from boys basketball. He'll continue to coach the girls and be the new athletic director at Manhattan Christian. So congratulations. So there you go. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll give you On This Day in History. We'll tell you what's coming up tomorrow and go from there. So all that and a whole lot more still to come.
What happened on this date in sports history? Find out next on The Jason Walker Show.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
I'm done with this.
Thinking about trying something new?
The Montana Air National Guard has so many exciting career fields to choose from, many that can open up opportunities in your civilian life. The best part? You'll be getting paid to learn a new trade skill right here at home. What are you waiting for? Let's get you in school and get you paid. Contact Luke Fecto at 406-788-8962.
During this time of uncertainty and stay-at-home orders, Dinners Done Right wants to remind you that they're still open. Just go to dinnersdoneright.com, place your order, and then pick it up for dinner that night, or plan ahead and order for the weekend. It's easy. Visit dinnersdoneright.com, register, pick your meals, then pick them up, or stop in and grab meals out of the front freezer. Dinners Done Right's taking extra precautions with extra cleanings going on with every piece of equipment and personnel. Dinners Done Right and just don't know where to begin? Well, when it comes to one of the most important purchases one can make, we understand it can be frustrating and confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let the Major Mortgage team help you with all your mortgage needs. Major Mortgage means major service, and we would love the opportunity to help you today. Give J.R. McFadden, NMLS number 1246357, a call today at 406-465-1918, or you can visit him at 2001 11th Avenue, Building A, Suite 3 in Helena. Major Mortgage is a division of AMCAP Mortgage, NMLS number 129122, equal housing lender.
Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of The Jason Walker Show.
And that LED light is super awesome. A ton of other great formulations to round tales from Dr. Deborah Birx. There's a 3-phase plan to reopen up the economy. You got a decrease in cases and hospitalizations for 14 days. Mass testing, contact tracing, self-isolating. Social distance. Individuals have to, stay home, continue to stay home, avoid groups larger than 10. This is phase 1. Phase 2 then has to do with groups of 50, I believe I read. So, you can go online, read it if you want. Trying to figure all this out. When do we get to have sports? That's really what a lot of people are concerned about. Phase 3 is when schools reopen and more testing. So we're still months away. We're still months away. This isn't going to happen anytime soon. Okay. Some states sooner than others, which would be great. I don't know where, if Montana fits into there. But, all right. Let's get into On This Day in History. It is brought to your friends at the Motherlode Sports Bar, Casino, and Restaurant. It is National Healthcare Decisions Day. Interesting, they're talking about reopening the economy on National Healthcare Decisions Day. It is Orchid Day, High Five Day. Got to give yourself a self-high five. Get to know your customers day, Eggs Benedict Day, never had it, never will. Bean Counter Day is also Wear Your Pajamas to Work Day. And like I said, with Greg Rockach, we've been wearing our pajamas to work basically every day for the last month. Now, I haven't worn my pajamas, but I did wear shorts last week, but it was really nice. But I have worn my work pants, okay, and they're my one of my travel suits that I got when I used to be the announcer at Carroll College from women's basketball. So these are my nice, here I'll stand up a little bit. These are my nice work pants for the last month, okay? Let's see, not that camera. Let's try this camera. Nope, that's a bad camera. Let's try this camera. Nope, can't see my pants. Anyway, here, I'll just hold them. I'm standing up. So these are my work pants from Carroll women's basketball coach Rochelle Sayers. Okay, my travel suit. Okay. I also immediately get done after the show and go into change into my non-work sweatpants. So it's basically my last month. All right, what else is on this day in history? Annie Oakley in 1922 set the women's record by breaking 100 clay targets in a row. Yeah, she's pretty good. Let's see, the Boston Marathon, a bunch of them were run on this date. 2 of them were won in 1923 by Clarence DeMar, back-to-back, third race victory. In 1928, Clarence DeMar went back-to-back again and won a 6th race title. 1929, Yankees become the first team to wear uniform numbers. 1935, Babe Ruth's first NL game, National League. Boston Braves hit a home run. 1940, on this date, Cleveland Indian Bob Feller pitched a no-hitter on opening day. Happy birthdays today. Charlie Chaplin was born on this date in 1889. 1928, Dick Night Train Lane was born. Hard hitter from the Rams, the Cards, and the Lions. Died in 2002. It is also Hall of Famer Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's birthday today, 6-time champion of the NBA, and the greatest college basketball player of all time with Lou Alcindor. He was born on this date in 1947. Marie Tussaud died on this date in 1850. At the age of 88, founder of Madame Tussauds Wax Museum. And some of those are creepy. I've seen some. Anyway. All right, let's do this.
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
Had a great show today. We'll get Don Wilson, the author, rescheduled. But Greg Rakoc brought the knowledge on the Big Sky. Brian Haynes talked to us, race director of the Gov Cup. Gov Cup canceled. We're 2 months away, but the Gov Cup was canceled today. And right decision. Tomorrow, Gil Brandt joins us. We'll talk NFL draft and fishing in the state of Montana. We'll see you then. Tomorrow at 4, go to JasonWalkerShow.com to rewatch all of tonight's show. Okay? We'll see you tomorrow at 4.
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.